Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Bill Manofsky. I'm a retired Navy commander. Because this is recorded, I need to make it very clear that I am here to protect the operational side of the military. I know many people on that side, and I want to make sure I'm not against them. In 2002, I was part of a 10-man team that were issued Mefloquine for the deployment to the Middle East. I was given 6 blister packs of rapid rubber band and no boxer product insert. I was not given any warnings about possible side effects. I was not told to stop taking the drug if I experienced any side effects. Prior to the deployment, I was healthy and fit for duty. I just passed my annual flight physical. I also had a top secret SCI security clearance. People with security clearances are very reluctant to admit anxiety or depression, so your data's skewed. Yeah. A month into the deployment, I was reassigned to Special Forces Intelligence, where I performed mission planning for the in-service SEAL, Army, and Air Force Special Forces teams into Baghdad and southern Iraq at the start of the Iraq War. And there I was on a hallucinogen. After I began taking the drug, I experienced anxiety, anger, and rage that transitioned into acute paranoia. I did not have the vivid dreams because I had insomnia and was working 20-hour days, 7 days a week. I also experienced about a debilitating flicker vertigo accompanied by panic during a nightlife fire exercise in the Kuwait Desert. When I returned to the States, my symptoms of anxiety and panic attacks amplified significantly when I was issued Robitussin with codeine for a cough that I developed. So the counter-indication whether the drugs does need to be studied, especially opiate narcotics, because of the use of opiates as painkillers in combat scenarios. I was admitted to the local emergency room 5 times for acute panic attacks. My wife said I tried to jump from a moving vehicle. I had audio hallucinations. The Navy doctors did not want me to talk about the drug. When I asked the clinic doctor if it could be the delirium that made me so ill, he told me that he did not want me to talk about it because it was too controversial. I later caught him generating 2 sets of medical records on me. When I went to seek independent medical care, I was diagnosed with 8th cranial nerve neuropathy by the ENT department of Legacy Health Center in Portland, Oregon. I was also diagnosed by 2 independent neurooptometrists with central vestibulopathy, particularly conversion disorder, which I've heard before here. When the Navy was presented with these findings, I was then sent to Balboa Naval Hospital, where I was diagnosed with central vestibular neuropathy from malaria toxicity. I was labeled permanently disabled by both the Navy and the VA and awarded disability benefits by the Navy and the VA for my neurological conditions related to delirium, mefloquine. I continue to suffer these disabilities to this day. When I was bad, I stuttered. It took me a year to teach myself how to talk again, so it's coming back today. That was 15 years ago. 4 members of my deployment team were also diagnosed with central vestibular neuropathy from mefloquine poisoning by Dr. Michael Hoffer at U.S. Naval Hospital, Balboa. Same as Jim Lloyd. For a condition that was supposedly rare, having 4 members of my team develop similar brainstem problems should have seemed odd to the Navy and the CDC, who claimed they would investigate and publish on this cluster, but nothing came of this. You'd think they would have done a safety stand down after they diagnosed 15 of us, but they kept giving the drug out. Particularly if somebody is medevac by helicopter, you would think you would stop giving it out. Okay? But you kept giving it out. But nothing came of this. In the 15 years since, and in the absence of the DoD or VA taking action in this issue, I assisted over 290 mefloquine victims seek proper medical care from vestibular balance centers and neurooptometrists across the country. The common thread we see in these cases is central vestibular and central visual dysfunction. Despite having been known to the U.S. military and the CDC since 2003, my case has never been published by these organizations, and this is not part of the literature. My medical records and the records of many others, including some of the over 290 other assists, are available through the Quintism Foundation. I urge the committee to do as the FDA and other drug regulators have done, and review these medical records directly to better understand the nature of long-term effects on the drug. Most of these medical records were submitted to the FDA through their MedWatch program, so they have a database. One last thing, it is my personal experience that the cure for this condition is extreme physical therapy. It needs to be treated as if it were a spinal cord injury. It is malpractice to diagnose it PTSD and drug people to where they are non-ambulatory on a couch where they should be outside playing basketball, playing racquetball, and recovering. So please have the VA do the proper testing, which they have not done. We told them how to do it, and they're not doing it.